know I've been gone for a while, and I've tried to vlog my new life here, but it hasn't worked out. So I decided to sit down. Wait, let's roll some clips first so you can see me trying to vlog.
Terminal after completing passport and customs formalities.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shamian. I don't know why I always do this with my hand, but clearly I love to be very animated. And welcome to yet another YouTube video. Oh, I'm supposed to be looking here. Welcome to yet another YouTube video from a different location. I moved to Berlin, so I don't know what should happen. Should I sit down? Should I tell you how I moved to Berlin? Maybe I will do a voiceover, but this is where I am now in my room. Um, and I am here for a year before I go back home. I've been here for 4 full days. I arrived on Monday, today's a Friday, and I've been confined to this room not because I'm quarantining or anything, but because I am actually afraid. I'm actually afraid. Um, so I'm an au pair, and this is my room. Very simple. Still need to make my bed. I don't know if I should show you guys that. But yeah, let me show you, and then maybe I'll go outside, and this can be the start to this entire thing. So this tiny space is my room. I haven't done much to it. I don't know if I will, but I have my bed empty. I don't have my shoes. Okay, so I'm leaving the house alone, not for the first time, but to a new destination by myself for the first time. Nobody ever kind of documents just out how difficult it is to navigate a new place, especially when you're really anxious like I am. Everything makes me anxious, and so for years I've survived off routines, normalcy. Um, I've been used to a place, and that is safe. This is what's safe. But
It's rated
saying
X.
this is what is
That
safe.
means you're extra, extra, extraordinary.
And then now that we're back, we can basically get into it. So I moved to Berlin. Um, I don't know when I arrived. I forgot the date. I think it was the 21st of Feb. I moved to Berlin. Um, and it has been a roller coaster. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Um, I like the people that I live with. I like the place that I live, but it's new, and my brain reads that isn't safe and a place that I need to flee. So that's really what I'm trying to get used to. Okay, so let's talk about how I got here. This journey began in 2019. In 2019, yes. So I had another mental breakdown. I have like 50 of those, and I'm an escapist by nature. I remember even when I was younger, I always dreamt of leaving the country and going to start my life afresh somewhere else. So I was having one of those episodes, and I decided I was going to learn German. And through me trying to learn German, I then found out that I could be an au pair. And I decided, okay, this looks fair, easy enough. I'm going to do 2 months of German, and then I'm going to what? I'm going to go be in Germany for only 1 year, which is the program that I'm on right now. I'm an au pair. And so that's how everything basically happened. So I started looking for places to learn German, and I found Gittit Zentrum, or Zimbabwe German Center, German Society, Zimbabwean German Society, 26 Lawson Avenue, Milton Park, for those of you who are interested. And I went there, checked their website. They gave me a quotation with the au pair fees included. It was about 14,000 RTGS total then. Um, so because I started thinking about it in October, I then decided I would start my lessons in January of the next year. And so January 2020, I started my A1 journey, and COVID happened. So I stopped going to school, stopped learning German, and I thought it was like a done deal because in my head, I'd planned to go to Germany in July. So I'll do July to July or something like that. Um, and then that didn't work out. So I basically started up my A1 again online in August. And then I ended up writing my exam only in about November. November registered. And then I started, yeah, in November. And I was like, okay, I still want to be an au pair because, I can't really blame myself for this. COVID is happening. So maybe I'll go next year, but because I feel like we still have more of the lockdown to go through, I will try and what's this called and do A2 instead. So what they'll tell you is you need only A1 to be an au pair, and that's what it is on paper. I had A2, and by the time I came here, I already had B1 German. I need a better stand. I already had B1 German. So I decided to go into my A2 class, registered end of 2020. So 2021, I started my journey with A2. It was really dragging along. I think our teacher dragged that course along because it's only an 8 week, 9 week course. And I ended up only writing my exam in June. Um, and that in my head, I thought, okay, maybe 2021, then I get to go, blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, things didn't work out that way. But when I was doing my A2, um, the German embassy in Harare decided to create a waiting list for au pairs. So the au pair program is really crammed. When I went for my interview, there was about a 1.5 year waiting list. So on the 1st of Feb last year, they decided to launch their waiting list, and I just happened to be there at 9 a.m. And so I put my name at 9 a.m. just when they launched it, which is why I was one of the first people to get offered a place. Of course, there were people before me who already had appointments that had to be rescheduled. They were given appointments and had to do this for way longer than I had to. And so I got an appointment for the 12th of December. So I thought, oh, in January, I will go. And it was very exciting. And yeah, that's what happened. And then last year, as you all know, we were put on the red list, and that ended up being a disaster because here I was thinking I'm going to Germany, all these plans made, excited, and then a few days before my appointment was cancelled. And so I had to think about this critically because I really just wanted to do a year abroad. Being in Europe or visiting Europe was something that I wanted to do. I had this crazy idea that I was going to be a traveler when I was younger. So I was satisfying the desires of my inner child. And then, but like I'm getting older, I haven't gone to university, and I had a lot of things to think about. So then I started thinking, okay, how long am I going to wait for this realistically? Um, before giving up on this and moving on with my life and making moves that benefit me. And so I decided, you know what, I'm actually not going to do this because I don't know when Zimbabwe and Southern Africa as a whole will be taken off the red list and when we can actually go, when I can experience this and all of that. So I'm just going to apply, maybe try go to UNISA or something like that. because mental illness and I don't know. I think university is quite overwhelming. School is a very touchy subject for me because I did not have the best situation at school. I found the people quite abusive, and so that gives me so much anxiety and stress. My hands lotioned. Okay, that gives me so much anxiety and stress. So I decided I'm not going to do this. I have to start being an adult. And then I think on the 10th of January, that's when I was told to come to the embassy in 2 weeks. So in my head, I was like, I'm not doing this. My parents didn't want to push, but clearly they'd made their decision. They're like, after all this, um, A1 to B1, you definitely have to go. So I was like, okay, let me see. I talked to my host family that I talked to previously before we were put on the red list to see if they were still interested. And they seemed interested, so I was like, okay, maybe this is the sign. So then I decided to come here. And this is how that happened. Of course, I had other issues along the way. Went to the embassy with my passport. They told me I needed 18 months on my passport. I only had 13 months. So they took in my application but told me I needed to go and get a new passport. So I had to get a new passport. That pushed me forward 2 weeks. My contract was for the 10th of Feb, and my contract only started on the 21st of Feb. So that's what has been going on. That's the roller coaster that I've been on. Exciting stuff. So yeah, now I'm in Berlin. I can't do much. I got my first dose of the vaccine on Saturday, which was on the 26th. I got my first dose of Pfizer on the 26th. They don't recognize Sinovac here because politics and whatnot. I expected that, but I can't do much until I have a vaccine. So that's what I'm going to do now. Stay in the house until I have my second dose, and maybe I will visit and go through Europe. Last week was very difficult for me. I'm not going to lie. I think a lot of times when you move to a new place, you have to be grateful. I know the Zimbabwean thing where we have to be absolutely grateful. Oh, you've moved to a new country, and everybody keeps telling me you have to make the most of it. Um, do things that you need to, um, I don't know, find ways of basically staying here. But I have so much anxiety. I've been an immigrant before, and I get so much anxiety. And I just felt like, okay, the place is new, the language is new. I can't speak the language, but I have so much anxiety when I have to speak, so I refuse to speak at all, and my brain refuses to speak German at all, which is funny because when I speak to my tutor, everything is fine. The moment I have to speak to anyone else, it's not working. The lights are out, no one's home. So that has been a challenge. And I just felt like I'm never going to leave the house. I'm going to stay in my little room forever. But of course, that's not realistic. I'm not making the most of the opportunity and the situation if I do that. So I am going to wait until I'm fully vaccinated, and I'm going to see ways that I can experience more of Germany. I don't know. Or surrounding countries, maybe go to other countries, unless of course these guys who like to be at war continue their things. But yeah, that's what has happened so far. I'm hoping to create more content, but I can't promise that. I think maybe I should create a space and a platform for me to speak more about how my brain works, because sometimes I'm just not up to things. I find that completely overwhelming, and then I don't do it. And there's no amount of planning, no amount of forcing myself to do something that's going to make that feasible for me. So as and when I can, I do have lots of footage to edit. So I don't know if this is going to be first and then I go back to last year. I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, as and when I can, I'm going to try and edit, and then we will see how that goes. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and I hope you enjoy this new phase of my life. If you have any questions, if you want to learn more about this journey, I don't know what you really want to hear, then I can give that information to you. There are many resources available online. I found the path myself, but I also ended up watching other YouTubers, other content creators who made content with regards to this experience, because anxiety, and I feel like I need to know everything. So I'm not technically wowed or shocked by some of the things that I'm seeing here, because I kept watching it continuously. I watched content that had to do with this place, and yeah, that's what it is. All right. So, goodbye.